Fiery firsts, political presentations, and healthcare happenings. All this and more as the Stafford Weekly News starts now. Welcome to the Best of Community edition of the Stafford Weekly News. I'm Randall Williams. Back in January, Stafford's fire department promoted several of its members and added more firefighters to the force. It was their first public badge pinning ceremony, and we were there.
This is going to be the first for us, so I want to welcome everybody to the Stafford Fire Department. Those of you with the family, the friends, the relatives of the 3 lieutenants that we will be promoting effective today, as well as the 4 new hire firefighters that we're bringing into the department. Thank you for taking the time. This is a pretty significant step for us. We've never done a formal process like this before, where we have the promotions and the new hires get together with us, with their families, and actually have their badges pinned. So this is significant for us. It's part of our maturing as an organization. Plus, we need to recognize the fact that these 3 individuals put in the time and the effort to promote amongst their peers and others to be promoted, as well as the 4 new people that are joining our family, which for the last 2 weeks have had to endure learning how we operate as a department. Just a small picture of it. Under the expert tutelage of Chief Magana, I can assure you that they have had their eyes open probably a little bit to how we operate, and that won't end now. That will continue as they continue to integrate in with the department.
First, I want to talk to the family. Maybe someday you'll get your sons, your spouses back to you at some point in time, but they provide a tremendous service to this community. And we're a little bit prejudiced, but we think we have one of the finest fire departments around. And in a number of ways, we're not big, but we're a family. We provide a professional service. We have an ISO rating of 1. When we got it, we were the only one around here with a 1, and that's with the big boys. Stafford, 7 square miles in the nation, I think. 38. 38 in the entire nation, and Stafford was one of the 38. So you're coming to a great organization. I want to congratulate the lieutenants as they've moved up through the ranks. Chief Magana has whipped them pretty good into shape, and they survived. I asked the chief with the new ones, I said, did they come back the second day? He said, yeah, but they've been here a week, so we think they're going to stick. So we want to congratulate each and every one of you on your accomplishments. We're proud of you.
"17 years is a long time, but sometimes it's just not long enough. That was the case with a member of Stafford's police force who left in May for an exciting opportunity, and the city gathered to say goodbye.
Today we're doing a appreciation luncheon for Assistant Chief Glenn Horn. He is leaving the department after 17 and a half years. He's actually leaving the state of Texas. He's going to assume the Assistant Chief's position for the Denver, Colorado Rapid Transit Authority, which is a startup department that right now I believe they have about 80 officers, but it's going to balloon to well over 450 officers. So it's a startup department, and it's a great opportunity for Chief Horn to showcase his talents. He's been in law enforcement for over 17 years. He came to us 17 and a half years ago. But you know, he's worked on his education and things like that. Actually he gets, I guess, embarrassed or whatever for someone to call him Dr. Horn, but you know, he's a PhD, you know, he's just excelled in the law enforcement community, and Stafford's a small department, and you know, he can showcase his talents here. He just can't showcase them the way he would be able to do building a department, which is what he'll be charged with doing, is to help build the department, creating policies and procedures for that department as they're starting up.
Hurt and happiness at the same time. You know, I'm hurt that he's leaving, but I'm happy for him because I know it means a lot to him. And this is what he want to do, and he's always made the right decision. So this is just another good decision that he's making, so I'm fine with it. I don't think words can really describe it, you know, but I've seen him come from where he was to where he's at now. And I just see that journey going much further, you know, so with God's prayer and my prayer, we'll just wait and see what happens.
City of Stafford proclamation. Whereas we are here today to express our appreciation to Assistant Chief Glenell Horn Jr. and to honor him for his distinguished 17-year career with the City of Stafford.
Honestly, still haven't really, you know, kicked in. I'm just glad, you know, that everyone came out, you know, supported, and I just really wanted to share with everyone that I'm extremely grateful for just having the opportunity to be a part of their lives. I think, you know, with the relationships, you know, that I've gained over the years, they've helped me grow tremendously. So really, I'm just thankful and honored to be a part of a great city and a great team within the police department.
I knew eventually this day was going to come. I knew Stafford wasn't the stopping point for Chief Horn. He's a very valuable asset to the city, and he will be a valuable asset to Denver. Everything that I've done, all the sacrifices that I've made is realized and appreciated, you know. It's good for me to hear it, but also it's good for everyone else in the room to know that the efforts, you know, are not going unnoticed. So I think it was good not only for me to hear, but from everyone in here, you know, to hear that, hey, once you do a good job, when you continue doing it, even if you're not getting your praise or accolades every day, just know that people are paying attention and your impact is being noticed. So I was grateful for that. To Mr. and Ms. Horn, thank you for sharing with us for the last 17 years. Congratulations to your family, the entire Horn family. You're always going to be a part of the Stafford Police Department. And remember, we don't say bye, we say see you later.
Business and ballots next.
In Stafford, diversity is not just a number, it's who we are.
When you are here, you become part of the story.
You can sleep well knowing we're always on the job and looking out for you.
It's a great place for growth and opportunity.
Tradition starts here.
We teach your children and we stick around for your grandchildren.
We are one. We are Stafford.
This is the City of Stafford, and we are one.
Politics is always a thorny subject, but this year seems particularly prickly. Some of that came to the Stafford Center for a town hall meeting in March, and John King brought us the story.
Well, today we had the opportunity to hear from the head of CAPAC. This is the Asian Pacific Islander Caucus in Congress. And the Honorable Judy Chu brought us a message of hope and also a message of persistence. She understands that we have to be persistent, that we cannot allow ourselves to easily succumb to some of the things that are taking place. So I'm pleased that she traversed a great distance to be here with us. It seems as though, for some reason, the state legislature and the governor have decided that they're not going to support allowing public schools to be properly funded. They want vouchers now, and they want to send that money, that some of it in public schools, over to private schools. They want to make sure that when you apply for a job at a university, that diversity is not considered. So things are happening that are causing minority people to understand that maybe they're going to have to unite against some of these efforts. And that's the message of hope that Ms. Judy Chu brought to us, that we can do this together.
This town hall that is fighting against SB 147 was very, very inspirational. We heard speakers who came from all walks of life, all ethnic backgrounds, and they came together to express how strongly we need to band together in order to defeat SB 147. It is just an example of xenophobia against Asian Americans that could go even farther. And there are even proposals to stop Chinese students from going to Texas University. So if we don't stop here, it's just going to keep going. And I was so glad to bring the voice of the Congressional Asian Pacific American Caucus from Washington, D.C. to this event so that this community can know that we are backing them up all the way.
As you know, a lot of us come over here to develop the business. I mean, this is a bad bill to ban the people by the property. So I really appreciate Congresswoman Chu and then Congressman Elgin come over all the way to organize this front, united front. We have a Latino, we have a Asian American community, all of us united against this law. We must to working for this justice. So we're really glad we have this event to carry out.
It must be stopped on the local level. It's not the local level, of course, when people buy their homes, but can you imagine a law that would say, you person who came from China, you can't buy this condo? And then letting everybody else buy it? No, that's discrimination, plain and simple. So we have to stop it at all levels, and we have to stop it now before there are repeat laws of this in other states.
Texas is earning a reputation that we might not want to have, that the people around the nation is beginning to think about Texas as a backwards thinking state as opposed to a forward thinking state. We are a diverse state. We are a diverse nation, and we're not going to get rid of that. But some people are in reverse rather than in drive. But it's going to take people, voices of justice, to vote our consciousness, to vote our values, to fight to protect our values. And if we allow this kind of injustice to happen to anyone, anywhere, we set ourselves up to be the next in line. So we're going to fight to victory.
There is no need to do what is being done. The federal government already has a committee on foreign investments in the United States. Let's leave it at the federal level, which is one of the reasons why we are looking at potential legislation, the Honorable Judy Chu and I and others, to preempt state laws like this and prevent 50 different states from having 50 different laws related to who can own property. We ought to have uniformity when it comes to property ownership in this country. We believe that it can be done, and we believe that we are the people who have to do it.
From sea to shining sea. Oh, yeah.
In January, local and state government and business leaders gathered at the Stafford Center for a roundtable featuring minority-owned businesses. John King dropped in to let us know the details.
First and foremost, I'd like to thank my colleagues for their support of my bill, the Minority Business Resiliency Act, which permanently codified the Minority Business Development Agency, MBDA, into law within the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act when it became law. Ensuring that minority businesses across the greater Houston area have access to the tools they need to succeed is of paramount importance to me. Minority and women-owned enterprises Minority and women-owned businesses often face systemic barriers to access as well as to secure the information, networks, and capital that is essential to their growth. And for just a moment, I would like to emphasize the word capital. We understand that most of these businesses that we want to help are in need of capital. And while we don't make the loans, there will be opportunities for some grants to be available. And our job is to assist them and help them make sure that they are properly qualified so that they can acquire the resources that they need to not only have their businesses succeed now, but to grow, develop, and become larger businesses. We want to make sure that every business has the opportunity to reach its optimum in terms of its size and ability to serve our public.
The last major part of the act, what Congress has said they want MBDA to do, is to be the voice of minority business in this country, to be the consistent, stable, intentional voice. As you know, Congress and this administration has put $1.2 trillion into the community to rebuild our bridges and our infrastructure. We want to make sure that minority business owners are a part of that rebuilding of our communities. We don't want just to drive electric vehicles. Mr. Mayor, we want to build those electric vehicles, and we want to build the charging stations, and we want to participate in the broadband that will be laid, the fiber and the cable and all of the great infrastructure projects. Minority businesses want to participate, not just get the benefit of that. So the Department of Treasury has awarded the MBDA, has given the MBDA $100 million to create a new network of incubators and accelerators. Those types of business centers that help minority businesses, help small businesses grow, to scale up, so that those businesses can better participate in the coming infrastructure dollars that are going to flow. So we are promoting this new capital readiness program, and the idea is we're going to create this new national network of incubators and accelerators. Minority business owners and others will be able to go to these incubators and accelerators, get the technical assistance they need, get the business support services that they need, so that they can become more capital ready, so that hopefully our banks and our financial institutions, our equity funds will start to lend these people money, lines of credit, invest in them as well. That is our mission at the MBDA. We're excited about this new program. The program, people can apply, nonprofits, institutions, for-profits can apply for these grant programs until February 28th. And then at that point, we'll build this new network, and then we'll push entrepreneurs and encourage entrepreneurs to go and get the technical assistance they need in order to succeed.
We took too long to get this codified into law permanently, but we've done it. And it's important to note that this started under the agency of a Republican president. This is not a Democratic institution or a Republican institution. This agency is for people who want to succeed in business, and it will help anyone succeed in business. My desire is that we help all of these people who've been locked out of the process. But the secretary, undersecretary has indicated, if you show up and you happen to be of a hue that's different from me, we're going to help you too if we can. Nobody's going to be we're going to close the door and say, you're not welcome here. No, we're going to try to help everybody that we can.
Eastern Entrepreneurs, next.
In Stafford, diversity is not just a number, it's who we are.
When you are here, you become part of the story.
You can sleep well knowing we're always on the job and looking out for you.
It's a great place for growth and opportunity.
Tradition starts here.
We teach your children and we stick around for your grandchildren.
We are one. We are Stafford.
This is the city of Stafford, and we are one.
The Grid has some great restaurants, but earlier this year saw the arrival of a new healthcare venue as the Kelsey-Seybold Clinic expanded to Stafford.
Kelsey-Seybold Clinic is a multi-specialty clinic, group practice, that's been in the Houston area for the last 73 years. It is a practice that's composed of about 730 or so physicians, advanced practice clinicians, and other team members. We represent about 60 different specialties, and we're in about 34 different clinics locations around the city. Kelsey-Seybold has been on a growth path. We have heard from our patients, we've heard from employers around town, we've heard from many others who say, can you make your care, bring your model of care closer to our home or to our work? So we decided to grow into multiple locations, communities, neighborhoods around the city of Houston. And Stafford was one of those locations that we chose to be part of the expansion to serve this community. At this Stafford location, we have the typical primary care physicians, that's internal medicine, family practice, and also pediatrics. We also have, in this location, dermatology as well as OB/GYN. And we will have other specialty rotations here, endocrinology, specializing in diabetes and other hormonal care, and also pulmonary at this location. And we'll add on other specialties over time as the demand and as we get more established here. When I talked about the model of care at Kelsey-Seybold Clinic, it's not just the physician piece. As you could tell from the location here, the clinic here, it is primary care working with the specialists. It is having other team members like the pharmacy, right? Laboratory technicians who can draw your blood. We've got radiology from simple x-rays for broken bones and chest x-rays to EKGs. We also will be bringing over time here CT scans and MRIs on mobile technology. By the way, those are all connected to our specialists throughout Kelsey-Seybold Clinic by electronic medical record. When you see a Kelsey-Seybold physician, we should be able to talk to each other through sharing of the medical records, or even virtually by video, by texting, and by many other ways. The goal is to give the patients one-stop shop, to have all the services under either one roof or one virtual roof. That's the goal.
Fort Bend County is famously one of the most culturally diverse areas in America. In June, one organization held a trade show at the Stafford Center spotlighting the businesses of the county's Indian community.
So India TX is a trade promotion and marketing firm. We connect businesses to businesses, we connect businesses to other customers, and we are in the business of connecting people to opportunities. And our target audience, not excluding others, but is primarily the Indo-American community, which is a vibrant community here in the Houston metro area and specifically the Fort Bend area. And we wanted to, this is first of its kind and the largest of its kind, where we're trying to bring Indo-American businesses together to network and put businesses together to help promote each other and grow. It took quite a bit of planning. We've been working for an idea from kind of thought early last year to how we put this event together, how is it going to benefit the community, and how can we make it useful for the wider Fort Bend community, right? So it did require a lot of planning, and but we're thankful to the Stafford Center here, the local government, making this easy for us to kind of come occupy this space and promote this. So we have a very diverse range of businesses, everything from clothing, jewelry, restaurant businesses, mortgage, housing, remodeling. We have medical businesses, we have software companies. I myself am an owner of a manufacturing firm. We make metal components for the space industry, so we're exhibiting here. So we have a very diverse group of companies exhibiting here. We have a roundtable discussion today afternoon where we are bringing together local Indo-American business women, and we're going to have a discussion about what barriers they face in bringing growing their businesses. And then following that, we're going to recognize some of these women for their exemplary achievement as women business owners. So we'll have that award, and tomorrow we also are encouraging our younger society members, our kids, who are taking steps towards entrepreneurship, and we're recognizing some of those people with some awards. Again, it is a free to attend event. Please register, come visit us. We are open today and tomorrow. Tomorrow we are open from 11 to 5, so please come visit us. There is something for everybody here, and a lot of exhibitors, like I said, from very diverse industry backgrounds. So please do come.
That's a wrap on our news for this week. Thank you for joining us. For everyone here at Stafford Weekly News, I'm Randall Williams. May all your news be good news.
This program was produced on the Stafford campus of Houston Community College.